Welcome to Turbo Time. I'm out in my shop. I've got a new TIG welder here. Let me show you that here. Nothing special. Not a high-end TIG welder. I bought it just for hobby and just to try. I've never TIG welded before. I just couldn't see spending the high-end money on like a Miller or a Lincoln on one of these welders, so I went with a Vulcan. But I read a lot of reviews. Everything seems to be on the up and up with them. And I'm going to give it a try. Now, I really am only doing this because I want to do artwork, but I believe it also will do just fine for doing structural repair and such. So I'll get into that, but for now I'm just going to do artwork. I can do stainless steel, mild steel, aluminum, and some exotic metals as well. And so I want to try to see what I could do to learn to do those different processes. I think I've already got a good feel for it. But one of the things I want to do is take scrap and turn it into art. Some things that actually mean something to me. Take for instance right over here. So I've got this engine right here. That engine ran a piece of equipment for me, a profitable piece of equipment for me for, I don't know, 8, 9 years, and so it definitely had a good long life. But that engine served me really well, so I'm going to take it apart. Even though it blew up this year, I'm going to take it apart, take the parts out of it, and what I want to do is I want to turn that into some artwork, just decorative, kind of guy artwork, I imagine. But just start getting my creative juices flowing, and I want to use this TIG welder to do it because I also want to use my creativity there and sharpen my skills, hone my skills, see what I can learn this new. Here's my MIG, by the way. So my Miller-matic runs on 110 and 220. It's good for, I could weld stainless steel with it. I could weld aluminum if I did a spool gun. And to some of you watching, they may have no idea what that stuff is. To others, you may have a pretty good indication of what that is. But this basically I use for my general welding purposes, mostly working on steel. And this welder over here is going to be more for my specialty work. Alright, so I got the engine taken apart and I'll show you what's left over here. Looks like a whole bunch of junk, and that's I guess really what it is. It's all good for recycling, but that's exactly what I'm going to do with it. I'm going to recycle it. Got all sorts of neat parts in here. Got some parts with copper, a stator, got an armature for the inside of the starter motor. Here's some of the points of failure. You can see the piston broke. It broke through the side of the crankcase, and I got the, this is the crank shaft, this is the part, this would have been connected to some other broken parts that would have gone around that piece right there. But there's other parts in here. Yeah, there you go. There's part of the bottom of the connecting rod, and that would have at some point connected up to here. So anyway, I got my hands all dirty. Over here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my TIG out and I'm going to start playing with some of these. I don't think I'm going to start working on that just yet. I need to get all those parts cleaned up individually and just select what I'm going to use, and I'll build it piece by piece, and I think it's going to turn out pretty neat. I'm pretty excited about it. I know it looks like a pile of junk, but I can see the vision, and maybe you can too. For right now, I got a lot of practice that I need to do, and in order to be able to get to that point. So I'm going to start working on my TIG. I'm going to set that up here now. Alright, so here is my freshly sharpened, I don't know if you can see that, my freshly sharpened tungsten rod. This metal is made of tungsten, and I need to wipe off my hands, make sure they're as clean as I can get them. This is the end of my TIG torch. This is my nozzle here. The tungsten goes in through here. See if I can figure this out, get that lined up. So we've got to put this TIG together so that I can actually use it, and getting it set up right is very important. So there's my stick out. This is the cap. This is what kind of locks everything down. Argon gas will come out through this nozzle. There's a foot feed or a pedal down there on the floor that I'll be using. So I'm going to take a look here and see what I can actually weld together. I don't know if these will weld together. I don't know what this is going to show up on camera or not, but I sure am going to try. I was playing with some other things here yesterday. I'm going to see if I can get these two cans to weld together at all. It sure would be neat if I could. There's a lot of variables here that I'm just not used to dealing with, but that's how I learn. I just try. I'm not afraid to try new things. What I do need is a piece of steel to transfer the ground. So I've got my ground clamp on. I should be good to go. I should be good to give it a try. Alright, here we go. Give this a shot. I have no idea what is about to happen. Okay, that will not work. That's called a high frequency start. It blew through that can so fast. Okay. Not enough. Alright, so I've got these two fun little parts right here that I'm going to try to see if I can weld together. Make sure that's in focus. I'm going to try to weld together. It's this is the cam lobe, and obviously there is a failure there, and I'm going to weld these two cam lobes together just at the tip. I think that'll look pretty neat. Okay, my gas was off, so that's where I have a problem. So I'm having trouble with this, but I think the issue is contamination. I think there's oil still in this steel, and I think that's where my problem is. But maybe I've got it burned out because it's starting to lay down pretty nice. Not the prettiest weld. That's gonna work. Alright, I might move on to make a new piece now. Something new. Alright, so I've got a few new parts here. And this would have been part of that camshaft. This here, I'm not gonna touch it, it's hot. This would have been where it connected, right here. Broke off. This would have been part of the governor. Limits how fast the engine can spin. These are lifters, the push up on the push rods, make valves open and close. These are rocker arms, also part of the valve system. So I'm thinking these here would be really pretty tucked together just like that. So I'm going to see about doing that. I'm not really sure about these other parts here, but I do think that maybe these positioned on here would be pretty. We'll see. No question about it, this is going to be the base. No question about it. I'm going to need to clean that off just a little bit. Oh, I like that. Don't have the heat that I really need to do this the right way. I can tell that. Not an expert at this by any means, but I can already tell that. And with that heat over there, I actually got this sitting crooked. I mean, I'm gonna roll with it because of what it is, but I'm gonna try to tack this side down. Alright, here we go again. Got my tungsten sharpened, so I maybe have the better, hotter arc. I don't know. There we go, that's a bit better. I just don't have the juice that it takes. You can tell that. Man, a sharp tungsten does make a big difference. You know, I've never done this before, except for yesterday. I did just a little bit. So I'm not doing bad, really. Now, I know there's a lot wrong with it. I wouldn't use this as a structural weld. But really, I'm learning fast. I'm picking this up, and I'm really happy with what I'm figuring out. I'm really happy with that. I know there's a lot of professional TIG guys out there that could rip that one apart, but that is, I would venture to say that it's incredible for someone who has never TIGged before. So, I don't know, I don't understand where my ability comes from, where just my natural instinct on things, but I'm really thankful for it. You know, attributed to God, I think, for my gifts. I just don't understand it, but I'm super excited. I didn't know I could do that, but I guess maybe deep down I believed that I could. Maybe that's where the ability comes from. I'm not really sure. So now I could take this up here. I need to move you guys, that way you can see. Not what I wanted. Alright, so now I need another here, one here. If I can make that one match to there. Can. If I can get my electrode in there. Maybe I need to flip it over. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. That is something neat. I like that now. Good. So I had a fun day. It may not look like much to you guys, but I'll bet you there's a few of you out there that really think that's pretty neat. I just like it. If you look at some of the angles. Now, all this doesn't look too fancy, but then once you kind of clean it up a little bit and put a nice clear coat over it, that'll look really pretty. I've got some lots of other parts here yet that I'm going to use. I'll pick and choose out of here and decide what needs to go over there, and it's going to be pretty neat. And it will probably go in my house. Don't tell Tori. One more thing, I can't quit yet. I want you to leave comments down in the bottom if you would. Subscribe if you want to watch more of my videos and be notified when they come up, but leave comments. I'd like to know, what are you thinking? What are you thinking about the videos? What do you think about the content? Even just to say hi. So make sure you leave a comment. I appreciate it. Thanks.